It's the JT Cho Show!
Oh, it's Water Alley.
10.
Oh, he
Oh,
blocked
no.
it.
9.
Oh, he blew
One.
stuck.
There it goes.
Steven, Steven.
1.
Oh, no way. Oop, 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 oop.
There it is.
Oh, you gotta clip that. You have to clip that. You gotta clip that one, dude. For sure.
Wait, this is our win streak.
Actually, I can clip that. I can clip that one on my Twitch.
I got it too.
We're coming right back, bro.
We're coming right back, bro. That's what he just said. That's what he
That's
just
crazy.
said. And we're live. We are over the 100 episode hump with 101, not Dalmatians, but 101 episodes of the JT Show
101, baby.
with your host, Cut. How you doing, Cut?
I'm doing fantastic today.
It's good to hear. Let's get right down into it, man. Let's start this off. Old people and technology. Okay, this I didn't think this was podcast worthy until I explained the frustrations of what our generation has to do for our parents. My mother thought she got hacked, had a bunch of people get suspicious link, including myself. And what I did is I just went to my mom's Facebook profile. Like, oh, this isn't my mom. This is somebody who copied her profile. And then I reported it and then I deleted it.
Simple.
Yeah. But old people, Robin, you're been hacked. You know, just, all of her older friends are like, oh my God,
friends,
call
yeah.
the CIA, call NASA.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe get NASA involved in this.
so, they're
immediately.
freaking out.
Robin needs her Facebook back.
And then I'm trying to eat a Subway sub while I'm like, all I did was make her phone more private. And then I made a status that was understandable to another generation saying, hey, do not ever click links if you do not know that if they're actually sent from somebody. And just be more careful, essentially. And she went to share it. And I said, Mom, you've already posted it. That's for all your friends to see. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. So she deletes it. But then she deleted the post and not the share. So then her share said, this content is unavailable. So I was like, man, this looks fishy as fuck. So then I had to delete that post and redo a new post for her. And I was like, why do you even have this? I don't even use mine. Like,
You know what's funny about those links that people send out to like hack your Facebook?
yeah,
They remind me of, they're like the equivalent of like when like a college douchebag drops like a roofie in a chick's drink. Because like as soon as like you don't know what you're getting into by like drinking that drink, but like someone's put something in that link, in that drink, and it's gonna fuck your shit
they
up.
Bill Cosby'd you on the internet.
Yeah, they Bill Cosby over the internet. You click that link and you have no idea, but you just gave up all your fucking information because you clicked on some random link sent by someone about fishing.
And then, knowing my mother's tendencies, she does play like whatever Kindle's version of, she plays some game on Kindle. She loves that game. I know what that game's called. I just can't think of it. It's so hard that I'll come over for dinner and she'll be like, will you beat a level for me real quick? And I'll be like, okay. And I don't even play it. I'll just be like, and she'll be like, how do you do it so fast? I'm like, it's just colors and rockets, Mom.
Was it like Bejeweled or something like that?
It's like the one where like you garden in your house and then you have to unlock. I don't know. It's like, it's got a story.
You're like,
to
bitch,
it,
I've been training for this for months now. You have no idea.
I'm like, Mom, this is like PlayStation 1 level thinking. Okay.
This is the Little Tykes version of Stardew.
If you had a headset on, you'd probably have a seizure because you just couldn't differentiate what's real and what's not real anymore. It's very tough. It's hard. They know about it, but they don't know enough about it to where if you did put the headset on them, they would probably still be like, what the fuck? I mean, even a TikTok filter made an old lady fall down because she thought she was actually falling down. And that's why old people just cannot handle technology.
Do you think you could trick your grandmother, like your mom? Like, let's say that you had her like tied up or something like that in a chair and she was asleep, and you put on the Oculus on her, and you put her in like a roller coaster simulation.
She'd probably scream.
She would think
She'd probably
she woke
scream
up on a roller coaster?
She'd probably think the devil himself possessed her, not knowing where she's at or what's going on. And then she wouldn't know if it was a dream or not. So I think she would just freak out at the situation of not knowing.
What would be the worst video for her to watch on that? Like to wake up, like she's tied to a chair. So feel her head
driving over a bridge.
Driving over a bridge?
I was
thinking like Lana Rhoades POV of like her last video she made.
I mean, that would just offend her. I thought you meant like scare her.
Oh, you don't think that would scare her if she woke up and she thought she was laying down with like 5 dudes standing over
Oh,
her?
bunch of these angles.
Oh, yeah, like the Lana Rhodes angle, not like our angle. Like
Oh, yeah.
the one going up.
Don't scare anybody, man.
That would, oh, dude, you man, you look over there, like 5
Saw 6.
just hammers sitting in front of you, or like this. Sorry.
You'll die in 5 seconds unless you put on the VR headset.
Oh, it's gonna be the new Jigsaw movie.
You've got a VR headset on, and you see that image, but he's like, "You must do what she's doing to the objects around you in the room, and you don't know what they are." Is this a doorknob?
She reaches out and grabs a baseball bat. She goes, "Oh God."
Yeah, dude. Just old
driving
people.
over a bridge is a good one though. Is she scared of bridges?
That's an off stream. That's an off podcast story.
Right,
you know,
right,
that's
right. I'll get with you after.
My grandpa was a savage.
Hilarious.
He was a savage old man.
Fucking funny. So the amount of times that I've had to figure out, I'd have to like deduce whether or not a friend request coming from my grandma's from her or a fake account is laughable. Like the amount of times that I've had to look at them and like call her and be like, "Hey, is this you?" But what's even more funny is the amount of times that she says, "Yeah, that's me. I had to make a new account." So what she would do is she would forget her fucking password. But instead of doing the password recovery process, it was simpler in her head to make a new fucking account with a new email. So there's like 6 Gales out there that are real and about 4 of them that are fake. So there's 10 Gale accounts and 4 of them aren't real. So I have to figure out each time she sends me something, whether or not it's coming from a real account or not. It's ridiculous.
I have a family member. This is almost equally as bad. I think yours is worse because that's pure laziness, almost. Because she knows.
It's lack of knowledge. She has no idea. She doesn't know how to do the recovery process, but she knows how to set up a Facebook account. She's done it 4 other times. So
I have a family member that always goes with like the TV deals, like Metro PCS.
Okay.
Cricket.
Not a bad way to live.
No, it's not a bad way to live, but like the reason they are doing that, not being gender specific in any way. So if a family member ever sees this, but the area that they live in just gets no reception. I get 5G when I'm in Ann Arbor, when I'm in Lansing, and I think that's baller as fuck. But there are still boonies in Michigan where I can drop service altogether. One of them at the Frosty Foods, which was originally Frosty Kings in Hanover Horton, you do not get fucking service in that line. So you better load your fucking playlist before you get into that line.
Save songs. You have your Frosty King songs loaded up.
You just go to whatever music you have, because you can get stuck in a line for 20 minutes and that place has no service. So anywho, so she always was trying different cell phones to stay on the low budget plan, and B, to see if it would work in their area. Well, each one failed after the other, and with each new phone came a new Facebook profile. So she thought because she got a new number that she had to create a new Facebook. So then, me being who I am and just being lazy, I had all of her old numbers saved because I just said this person 1, this person 2, this person 3, because I just didn't know. I've done that before. Because they have gone back to the previous numbers before.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen.
So I logged in, Facebook recovered to all their old, just deleted the other ones, and it was just like, if you just get a new number, you just got to log in with a password.
Yeah,
it's crazy, and it's just, I deal with that a lot now in my current role in life. And it's just like, could you just not figure this? Could you just not do this yourself?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting the way old people react to technology. I can only imagine because we think that we're like very tech savvy, but they probably thought they were pretty tech savvy setting up that VCR.
I think it's already happening.
Like back in the 80s, like grandpa sets up the VCR and he's like, I know what I'm doing here. That's like our equivalent to like figuring that kind of stuff out. So imagine like another 20 years, 30 years, and we're that old.
Yeah, but
how much we're going to fucking struggle.
I think it's already happening with drones because there are young kids who are shooting Hollywood movie drone footage where like the guy that was describing, I told the 16-year-old kid who was a professional, he's one of the best race car fucking drone racers in the country. So he races drones, which is fucking sick if you watch it.
That's wildly impressive. Yeah, that's crazy. I've seen a couple of clips. I don't know if I'm talking about the same guy you are, but I've seen some clips of some dudes doing crazy shit.
This old dude's like, I jumped the car. I was gonna jump over this thing, and I told him to fly underneath. And he goes, "Can I at least practice once?" He's like, "No, I'm only doing this jump once with this car." And this kid just nails it, and then he hits this angle where it flies up a building, does a cool corner turn, and goes down. And he's learned that from 8 and up. I don't think I'll ever, if I committed, quit comedy, quit the podcast, quit playing video games.
You'd have to focus on that.
I would have to just solely focus on that. But this kid's just picking it up, just, shits and gigs. And now he's making more than I ever will before.
So that's what's crazy about it. People were talking about, like with basketball, they were talking to John Morant about how kids these days are shooting more threes, like kids coming into the NBA. And that's because they grew up watching threes get whopped in people's faces. People are practicing the Steph Curry three nowadays.
Yeah.
And the only reason why they're making that, because like you can teach speed to a certain extent. Everyone's got like their thing. You can teach strength to a certain extent. Everyone's got their thing. But like shooting threes, like I feel like once you get into the NBA as like a 20-year-old, 22-year-old, if you have a shot, you have a shot. Very few people learn how to shoot better once they enter the NBA. Like it's like people do, but I'd be willing to say that like 60% of the NBA.
I would say
percentages.
It's tough. It still happens. There are I want to say there's recent exceptions, because when you listen
because you look like Giannis. He could not shoot when he first got in the NBA. And now he's making strides.
Yeah, that's true.
But he's like an anomaly. Like that doesn't normally happen.
He's one of those people that says he's got the physique and the skill and the raw talent. Mm-hmm. We just need to develop this
and
young
the ability
man.
to develop. That's the
facilities to develop.
Yeah. Now imagine a Giannis at like age 7, and he just starts. All he practices are threes.
Yeah.
Until he's like 15.
Then he's essentially thicker Kevin Durant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what these guys were talking about. Like you start a skill when you're young, and to go back to the drone thing, like imagine if you had a drone at 6 years old and that was your favorite toy, and you played with that till you turned 16, you could probably get a fucking job flying a drone for someone.
That's why if I ever have children, I just want them to learn like a guitar, a drums, or piano at like
some type of instrument.
Like a
dexterous instrument.
Yeah, so where you can just like jam out on a piano without like, do you think I'm 31 years old? I'm not whipping out my fucking trumpet and playing Flowbots unless it's requested. But there's no way I'm ever practicing that trumpet, because people would be like, is that motherfucker practicing a fucking trumpet? Like,
yeah, you'd be a nuisance.
Yeah.
It's like Stifler with his fucking bagpipes. His mom's like, you have to learn a fucking instrument. He's like, all right, I want to pick the most annoying one possible. Trumpet's number 2.
Yeah, and then just learn something sick like that you can just, I don't know, not really have to try and still make a lot of money. Like I just know like or a foreign language. Like
that's also I think so. Learning any of those skills
because they're how science works. Their brains can just absorb more.
Yeah, they're little sponges. Like you can teach a fucking toddler Spanish and English at the same time, and they pick them both up. Well, no, like not you, but like I couldn't either. But like a bilingual individual could teach an infant both languages, and they pick it up just as fast as the other one.
I think it'd be sick to teach a kid sign language, so then like you could just fucking send silent signals through like and cool. And like, what was that? And like, don't worry about it. And then you're just fucking,
don't worry about it.
And or even just like you're talking to some dude who's a piece of shit in front of your kid, and so like you're signing to your kid so he can understand, but really you're talking shit. You're like, hey man, I'm not really saying what I'm saying, but I just want you to know that I'm fucking owning this bitch. And then his kids, I was like, please don't laugh, but dude, I think that'd be hilarious, dude. Have just a bunch.
I could. have some dope fucking signs. And that would even be good. I don't know. That'd just be good in general. Teach a kid fucking sign language. That's such a skill that not very many fucking people have. Maybe your kid grows up and they're that person that fucking they're that person standing up there next to Waka Flocka doing all the fucking signs and shit for the rap. Like that'd be a sick fucking job. I wonder how much that dude makes.
I mean, in the right market,
translator, the sign language translator for like a rap show, like a.
Do you know how those? Do you know how those work?
I watched some videos on the lady that did it because Waka thought that she was just vibing to the song.
Yeah.
She didn't realize that she was like the interpreter for like
it's
sign language motherfuckers.
It's just basically any ticket sold in any theater has to accommodate the handicapped. So if someone calls and requests it, they have to hire somebody to interpret.
I want to know what that dollar amount is to come and interpret Snoop Dogg's songs.
And I don't know if it's a last minute thing or like, as you know, they probably book.
They probably got a list of people. They probably got a list of people they can call for last minute things, like in the area. Like, we're going to be playing in Flagstaff. These are the people that we can call if we need them.
I'll look up his name. But yeah, but that saying, there's a comedian who had a sign language lady, and he just started talking about her. He's like, is she just saying shit about puppies? Like, I'm saying shit that's so offensive, but she has to sign it because that's her job. Really she's not, and she's just talking about puppies.
There's a video
that guy kills.
There's a video of like the Nicki Minaj thing, and they're trying to do like her like most famous song. They're trying to like sign it, and the sign language is funny. It's just about the lewd acts. It's just funny. She's like pantomiming sucking a dick. Yeah, it's just funny.
So speaking of, last minute, whatever you have use, the Dallas Stars and Anaheim Ducks on April 30th had a hockey game where the emergency goalie was called to start because the backup goalie got hurt as well. So they had to, and so how an emergency goalie works.
I love that. Yeah.
Is they don't work for the team, they work for the arena.
Yeah, they're just a normal dude.
So but it's weird
like
though.
Could, like if you knew how to do it, you could sign up to be that guy. Like you'd have to have like some type of pedigree. Like they definitely played prior in their life. But you're not. You work out and practice. Like a one-day contract.
A lot of them play rec league still. A lot of them.
One of the dudes, the guy that produces for the Foreplay podcast, Barstool, is that guy for the New York team, not the Sabres.
The Rangers.
He's that guy for the Rangers, and
the Buffalo Sabres, the New Islanders, or.
Yeah, no,
the Rangers, and you said
Islanders.
And you said the Sabres, man. People don't even associate Buffalo with New York, and you're just like,
I know the Buffalo Bills very well. Fuck them. But anyways, so he was the Islanders guy, and he actually played in a game, and they showed some of his highlights before. He had like 2 sick saves.
That's sick.
And he's just a normal dude. He's not even like an employee of the thing.
I wouldn't have the creds for it.
He has a contract with them to where like they could call him and be like, hey, we need you tonight. And he just hops on his fucking car, drives to the stadium, parks in the player parking lot.
And he gets paid just to be there.
Throws on his pads, and he goes out there. He makes like $900 for the game. Like it's not much, but it's like, it's one game.
Oh, one night? Fuck yeah.
I'll take anything for that. That'd be sick. I don't even know how to skate.
Yeah. I mean, like my resume.
Their producer, I think his name's Jake. Their producer is that guy for the Islanders, which is fucking sick.
See, my goalie career was just pond hockey expert. I'd write that on my resume.
Dude, you could probably do that for one of like the fucking amateur teams.
Dude, that'd
be like, hey, I want to be this guy for you.
And that'd be gnarly. And then I don't have my. I would need all new pads because the pad.
They provide pads. You don't have to bring your own. They provide pads.
Okay.
At least the Islanders do. I don't know if an amateur team would.
Yeah, because mine has no padding in one of the inner thighs, and one season I took 2 pucks. I took a puck to the no pad, and I was just instant pain shot up the leg, dude. So I was like, it's when you're like buttholes clenching and your stomach hurts, and you're like, okay, I just have to not take any more shots right there ever again. 2 shots later, right, like the same puck in the same sideways motion hit me in the same spot, and I was like, oh my god.
I don't know what's better, the first shot or the second shot hitting. I think the second shot hurts a little less because you're already kind of numb there.
No, it hurts more, dude. Because
you think it hurts more?
It did.
I mean, you got hit, so
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is, and
So
it wasn't
it
like,
doesn't numb you.
but
The
the
initial
two,
impact doesn't numb you enough for the second one to not feel as bad.
well, it wasn't soon. It was like the next two shots was like 2 minutes later. So like the pain went
So you had
away. You know,
time. You had time for it
you
to like
squirt some.
reset.
Yeah. What's weird
Yeah.
is, for some reason, Zoom for just a normal call is going to
Oh
make
yeah, I see
us.
it.
Yeah, it's going to make us end this call for some reason. I've never seen it do
I
that.
have 9 minutes.
So yeah, we still got 9 minutes, but so we might have to do some experimenting in like Discord or something because they don't fucking.
I mean, we could just do splits if that's not hard for your editing process.
What is it?
Well, just like so we end this one.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
start
no,
another
I can
one.
split it
Yeah.
easy, but you know that's when we have commercials, it'll be great, but we'd probably have a real
Yeah.
recording thing anyways. But
You
anyways,
can make fake commercials like Duncan Trussell.
right? With all, yeah. So all looping back around, Tom Hodges was like eating a hot dog, and like they're like, "Hey, we need you." Had to run out to his car to get the pads. And he's like, "Oh, that was my
God.
warm up." And then he had some sick saves, but so he worked at the Anaheim rink. He played for Dallas, and then he went back to the Anaheim Ducks locker room. And it was sick, like that he got saves on, you know, the team
on his own team.
Yeah, and it was dope. He got he only let in one goal, but they was
do you think soccer has that same thing with their goalie?
No, I think they've got
they have enough people on their roster.
Yeah, they've got a backup goalie, and then if that backup goalie gets hurt, they've got another player. Like they're just gonna have to suck it up because
someone that once played fucking goalie way back in like high school or some shit.
That'd be like Tom Brady at 50. Your double your quarterbacks get hurt, and Tom Brady just works for New England. He's like,
could you imagine? That'd be crazy.
Limit to a team with two quarterbacks, and then limit a team to two quarterbacks, and then if both quarterbacks go down, then you have to have a quarterback that works for the stadium, and it's just Tom Brady, and then Bill Belichick is still coaching, right? But then
he's up in the box though. He's up in the coach's box.
But both Dolphins quarterbacks go down, so Tom Brady's got to lace it up, and Bill's like, "I swear to God, Tom, I'll take the shot."
He's got this fucking rifle up top. He's like, "I swear, Tom.
I swear to God,
don't you put on that cleat, bitch.
Don't you throw to that wide open receiver 7 yards down the field, you son of a bitch." Speaking of NFL major suspension,
I was going to bring that up.
Deandre Hopkins.
Deandre fucking Hopkins for PEDs. 6 games.
Worthless to me anymore.
6 games.
Fucking bitch, dude.
That's crazy.
PEDs.
Julian Edelman got fucked up with PEDs too, and it was like something he did during the off season. It wasn't like it wasn't a PED. It was just part of the banned substance.
It was something that he took that was in something unrelated, and it wasn't performance enhancing, but it was still a banned substance.
Exactly. So I'm thinking that might be along the same lines as what's happening here, because I don't know why he would need the performance enhancing drugs.
Pepper said, "Hey man, when you gonna draft him?" And I said, "Waivers."
Yeah.
And he said,
someone in our league is gonna hold on to him.
Yeah. Speaking of our league, we're gonna send a stern message this year. That we've all been in the league long enough, and we're all grown adults. So we're on a 2-strike policy for your rosters. Mm-hmm. So if you don't set your rosters once, we're gonna be like, "Hey man, you get a warning. Yep. If you don't do it twice, well, then we're gonna probably take a league vote at the end of the year."
Son.
Yeah, and then
and then we'll do a mid-season vote. You'll be voted out mid-season.
And then, well, I mean, like we'll just talk it over commissioner to assistant to the regional commissioner.
It's a democracy, not a
and
we'll talk to the players.
Yeah, and if it's for a real reason or something crazy happens, but we've had some instances. And we'll reset the strike policy every 2 years. So like if you have a missed opportunity,
it's not like an overall thing.
But
just for the season.
Yeah,
you don't want to be giving out free wins to anyone. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it changes the entire playoff tree.
And you can't do a 3-strike policy because usually after the second one, you're like, "Oh, I guess I'll set it just so I can stay in it." So, I like our league. It's real aggressive, and it's got people on the waiting list, and that's how you know it's real aggressive. And it's honestly, I wish I could quit fantasy football, but I like everybody in our league. So
I wouldn't want to do that.
my eventual goal is just to get to one league.
Yeah.
But the other one I like making money in because I won money last year.
I think this will be the first year that I'm only in one league. I might do one more. It's like a fuck around league, just like test waters on certain players drafted at certain times. But like, I'm only gonna have one league that I actually fucking pay attention to.
I was in a league with a bunch of alums, and but they were but like 2 of them were my friends, and then like the rest of them knew my brother. And I was like, "What the fuck am I in this league, dude?" Because I'm a body. But I wrote him a really nice letter. I just said, "Hey, man, I really got a lot of shit going on in my life, and I can't focus on this league anymore. But thank you for the opportunity, and don't regret it. No regrets." Cheers. Well, with that cheers break, we'll pause it here, and then we will resume after.
That was in February or something like that.
Long hair don't care. We're back.
Long hair don't care, dude. There it is.
Man, Zoom's gotten lame, dude. They're greedy. They want your money.
They do.
We're just trying to make dimes on this podcast, man.
I was trying to make some good content.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a couple of funny topics here. One of them I heard on another podcast, but it's so. Let's say you're at a pool party with your boys.
Okay.
And one of your friends looks at you and he says, "Hey man, I just pissed in the pool." What's your reaction?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, oh man, that's gross, and you walk away from him in the pool. Like you don't stand next to that guy for like 20 minutes.
I won't go in the pool the rest of the night because I know it, but it's something that you don't want to know until you know it, and then you just get out when you know it.
All right. So now, what if your friend got out of the pool and openly pissed into it?
Be like, "Hey man, that's disrespectful, man. You should at least do it in private."
I'm getting out of the pool immediately.
Oh yeah, no, I'm out of the pool.
If I see him standing over the, like he got out of the pool, stood over it, and then pissed.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be like, "Bro, do it private."
Out of the pool. I'm damn near
you're
throwing hands with the guy. I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?"
I'd be like, "Dude, do it like everybody else does." And if it doesn't matter, I'm like, "No, that's just fucking respectful. You're a piece of shit."
It is like you're actively like it's different pissing in the pool and pissing into the pool.
I have a fun fact about pissing in pools.
Oh, let's hear it.
There's one of those scientist dudes on the internet, not Bill Nye, but he explained that the reason why chlorine smells the way it does is because of piss. And he took 2 buckets with he purified water, and he put 4 times the recommended amount of chlorine in each bucket, like 5-gallon pail Lowe's buckets, you know. And so in each bucket put 4 times the amount recommended of chlorine, and in one bucket he put a cap full, like a bottle cap full of piss, put 2 lids on them, and waited for 12 hours. When he lifted up, the no piss smelled exactly like fucking water. Opened up the one with this amount of piss, fucking smelled like chlorine. So that chlorine smell, it's because there's a bunch of piss in the water. Pete.
That's crazy.
And that's why when you go to someone's like really nice pool and you don't really get a strong chlorine smell, not a lot of piss in that pool.
So this next one, it goes off of one of your jokes, kind of. So the concept is, so like if you were swimming in a pool and you saw a dead corpse in it, you'd get out of the water. People don't like swimming in a pool with a dead body in it.
Right.
But people love swimming in the ocean, which undoubtedly has millions of corpses in it.
Yeah.
Which means everybody has a corpse to water ratio they're okay with swimming in.
That's a cool fact.
Right?
I mean, that doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me either. It's just something weird.
The ocean.
I mean, there's so many bodies in the ocean. But there's also so much fucking water.
The ocean terrifies me at the same time.
The open ocean terrifies the fuck.
Because
the coastline doesn't terrify me. The open ocean terrifies me.
I mean, here's the thing though. That fucking cloudy water that you can't see through, what the fuck's in there? So when I'm in the ocean, I just turn off my brain. Not like, oh, let's get swept out to sea. Don't think about it
too much.
Yeah, but so like, I still haven't had the experience though of driving like 20 miles out of the ocean and like jumping in open water, because I'm like, what the fuck is in this water? And if I think about it, I might puss out. But if I just turn off the brain and go, no, just have a good, man, if you give me a beer, I'm jumping in the water.
And then you put on those goggles and you look down and you can't see the end of it. And you're like, oh, I'm getting back in the boat.
Dude, it's just like, and then like the ocean's just forever, dude. And then like
Forever.
we've explored,
so much of it is unexplored.
We've explored very little, like 5%, something crazy.
I think it's 10. I think 90% of the ocean floor is unexplored, which is just fucking crazy to think about. I don't know if that's numbers, because that's been the same number since I was in high school. So that number's probably changed a little bit.
And
not much.
And not to get too far off topic, but to cap this off, that's just like fucking like new species and species that they thought were extinct are just found in the Amazon. Extinct. I was a little slurred. Extinct. Had a little saliva in my mouth. Let me hydrate.
There's so many different like types of species.
No, like the Amazon's only been explored unknown. Like.
Yeah, the Amazon's the same thing. There's so much shit in the Amazon. They're still finding like societies, like cities.
Yeah, and that's the crazy. How the fuck did those cities?
They were there way back thousands of years ago, and then the jungle was just like, nope, that's mine.
Yeah, but it's crazy that they're just it's wild.
It is fucking crazy. So the next one little. Do you know why soda is called a soft drink?
Why pop is called a soft.
So back in the day, when prohibition was a thing, after it ended, there were so many Americans that were alcoholics. They would have hard liquor drinks and soft drinks. And soft drinks were basically the same thing, just without liquor.
Okay.
So soft drink, Coke. Like, hey, do you want a soft drink? Yeah, I'll take a Coke. Hey, you want a hard drink? Yeah, rum and Coke. Want some hard liquor? Yeah,
I need to add that to my vocabulary.
Right?
Soft drinks.
Soft drink.
Hey, can I get a hard drink? Oh yeah, what?
Yeah.
Drink with alcohol. Drink. Can I get a hard drink?
Yeah, exactly.
Can I get a hard Coke?
So the dudes I was listening to talking about that, I got curious, so I looked it up. But one of their things was kind of funny. It's like, yeah, because it's weird. It's not an easy drink to drink. Like, you can't just scull it to your face. It burns your throat. Like, why is it called a soft drink? And they never went into like why it was called a soft drink, but I just thought the reasoning behind it was funny because there's so many alcoholic fucking Americans. They're like, okay, we need to start serving soft drinks here at the pub because Jim's gonna fucking drink himself to death. Yeah, funny. All right, America. So moving on from that. Fun fact about Game of Thrones. So spoilers, obviously, if you haven't seen Game of Thrones and you want to watch it, just
if you haven't seen it,
for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen it, it's kind of your fault.
So this is about the Night King.
Mm-hmm.
So the Night King, as we know in the series, is not the same as in the books. He's known as the first White Walker in the book or in the series, but realistically, it's just an adaptation from the book. The Night King is actually the 13th commander of the Night's Watch and might possibly be a Stark. So his little origins, he was at Castle Black, the 13th commander of the Night's Watch. And he fucking, he was looking over the wall and he noticed fucking White Walkers walking around. And they were following, their leader was a female. And so his fucking thing, he went in there and talked to him and ended up getting with the chick.
And having a baby?
No, not having a baby. He just got with her. And he eventually made her his wife. So he married a fucking corpse, a White Walker chick that was leading the fucking White Walker.
Right up my fucking alley, dude. Team Stark.
Yeah, right? So
Team
they went off,
fucking Stark, dude.
He left fucking Castle Black, which was the main castle on the wall.
I'm going to tell Pepper to listen to this.
Went to Night Fort. Night Fort was the castle where Bran the Broken, met up with Samwell Tully.
Mm-hmm.
That was the spot. And that fucking story that he heard as a child was about the fucking woman. The fucking Night King's wife threw her down the fucking well, and you can still hear her fucking screaming or whatever.
That was
the story. Yeah, that the old lady used to tell him when he was a fucking kid, the stories that he loved about the White Walkers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Night King.
I need to read more books.
Yeah, right. So the Night King, the fucking he was with his chick for 13 years. He reigned. They called themselves King and Queen. And they reigned there. They took over the fucking Night's Watch or whatever. They had a bunch of slaves. They had a bunch of fucking women. And what he would do to keep the White Walkers off his back, because he took their fucking queen, he would sacrifice women, children, fucking devote members of the fucking Night's Watch to them. He would
Is
just
that why
fucking
they were
give them
still
to
doing
him.
that shit with the babies?
Yeah.
Yo.
That's why Craster was doing all that shit. That was like a homage to the Night King because they
God
didn't have him in a series.
damn.
So after 13 years of being with his fucking corpse bride, Brandon the Breaker, who was a Stark, and at the time he was known as the King of Winter because he was the king of the North. Because way back in the day, before the old boys took over, the Starks were king of the North. That's what they were. They owned all the fucking North up to the wall. That was their shit, and they were just okay with the people at King's Landing. He joined forces with a guy named Joramun, who was the king beyond the wall before the king beyond the wall was there. He was like the predecessor, like the last king beyond the wall they had. They got together and were like, hey, we're going to take this fucker down because he's doing some heinous shit. So they took this fool down. It was a huge war. He was known as Bran the Breaker after that because he broke through the fucking wall. They found out who he was and what he was doing after they beat him. And they were like, fuck this dude. No one's ever going to remember him. They struck his names from all the history books and were like, no one's allowed to talk about this fool ever. You can't. And so that's why fans think that he was a Stark, because he found out, yo, my fucking uncle was doing all this wild shit. We can't have him bringing down the Stark name. And so that's why another theory is when the Night King in the series was storming Winterfell, he was trying to get down into the crypts to get to his wife, and he never quite made it there.
Oh shit, that adds way more to it. Oh my fuck.
Yeah.
He wasn't going down to kill them important people,
So
dude. He was down there to get his big.
Yeah, so what they think is that they took the body of the chick because they knew she could be reincarnated back to fucking Winterfell and put her deep down in the fucking crypts, like below
and
everything.
That's why you can still hear her groan.
Yeah. So what they think is before she got fucking taken, she resurrected him. And he's the Night King. So there's another dude that they talk about in the books, but they never say his fucking name because you're not allowed to talk about his name. They call him the Great Other. And his like weird name is the Lord of Darkness. So that is the Night King. So technically the Night King in the series is the 13th dude of the Night's Watch and the Great Other combined into one guy. So they're two separate characters, but people think they're the same fucking dude, and that's why he was trying to get down into the crypts.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, crazy, right? Wow.
I'm gonna read books.
I want to read it so bad. And I was watching a video on it, and I was like, I gotta talk about this. This is fucking crazy.
I've got 3 books to read before I can buy new books. One of them will be like a day book, to be real, because it's only 110 pages and it's an anime book. And I'm not saying it's easy to read. I'm just saying I'm just gonna burn through it.
Yeah.
Transitioning from books to golf, sick segue.
Okay. You want a fun fact? Oh wait, no.
Do a fun fact real quick though. If you got more fun facts, I was just gonna mention some golf.
Not a fun
stuff.
fact. It's a question, so I won't go into it.
Okay.
But I got a couple of like sports would you rather's, but you go to your golf thing.
Okay. I bought a tailor-made stealth driver.
Oh God. You said you're swinging through your shoes on that thing, right?
You don't even gotta swing through your shoes. If I can just dial in exactly how fast I need to swing it for maximum velocity for like straight consistent drives, man. 3 of my par 4s were down the pipe to where I had a shot with less than 100 yards to the hole. The other 2 landed, one in the rough, and then the other one hit a tree, but it had a sick hybrid shot. No big deal.
Nice.
That being said, we played through the rain, missed a couple key shots here and there. Didn't shoot terrible overall. Had a couple pars, which still this early in the season is good for me. But I took that club to the driving range, which makes me think every week I'm going to go to the driving range once, which is probably always going to be Wednesday because that's usually their day to work. And then that way on Friday, I've been swinging through the motions.
Yeah.
And
you should see if there's a golf simulator you can go to because they can get your club head speed and ball speed for you.
I could drive back up to the place in Lansing and rent it out for an hour.
Yeah.
So whatever it's called, top leading edge golf. I think they did my fitting for my clubs,
Good
but
plug.
I will say my lob wedge is crispy already. My sand wedge is almost crispy. It's semi crispy.
Getting there.
I haven't even really used my fucking pitching wedge at all. My gap wedge though. Where did you come from?
I've been using my gap wedge a lot.
Gap wedge is 80 to 120,
Mm-hmm.
and it was 100, and it was 100 yards to the front of the green because we got our little GPSs, and it was 120 to the hole, and I was like, dude, I'm just gonna swing this club, dude, and then I got a par on that hole because I've never hit a lob wedge so much better. But shots I want to work on, I still got to work on my getting the ball down, hitting stingers. But with this TaylorMade club, I've been hitting stingers on the drive.
Nice.
And it's pretty fun. Watch, huh? It's I haven't perfected it yet because a lot of them drive into the ground, and some of them do this wicked curve.
Oh, nice. One of the things that the dude on the video that I learned from, he said loose wrists are the best way to hit stingers.
I'll have to try it.
Yeah, give it a try. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work, obviously. But
yeah. No, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, I will. Yeah, but
there's more than one way to skin a cat, and everyone hits stingers different. Some people just fucking skull the shit out of them, but they're so accurate with their skull shots. It's beautiful.
Yeah. But I will say the very first drive when I just swung slow, because that's what your natural body does. You don't swing a brand new club as hard as you can. You swing it to this, just nailed a 250 plus yard drive.
Fuck, that's awesome.
And I was like, and it they didn't have a cool fence past 250. They just have woods. So gone forever.
That's how the one I was doing. I hit
Aaron Hernandez gone forever.
I hit my first one with my frying pan of a driver. Shout out Nike Sasquatch. But there's an old dude standing behind me. I hit it, swung through my fucking shoes. It went straight and into the fucking woods at the back. So 250 plus around there.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, it sounded amazing." I was like, they're gonna sound like that even if I slice them. And he laughed hella hard.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, the only annoying part about that golf course is when you're on the first hole, and if you hit it on the left-hand side, some of those driving range balls do make the fairway and the rough and the bunkers and everywhere else. So you're like, is that my ball? Oh, God damn it. Yeah.
Tough.
Super tough.
All right. So I have a couple of would you rathers. One of these we talked about. So would you rather be Nick Foles or Baker Mayfield? So Baker Mayfield's made a substantial amount of more money than Nick Foles has, like a lot more money. But he's kind of like, they're both kind of on the downhill of their career at this point. Nobody really wants to play with Baker. Nick Foles just got cut by the fucking Bears.
Yeah.
But Nick Foles has that ring. So would you rather be pretty much set the rest of your life with a Super Bowl ring, or definitely fucking set generational wealth without a ring? But you also want a Heisman.
Very true. Personally, if you're going career-wise, I'd rather be Nick Foles because he's got that ring that he won and he took it home himself.
Yeah.
He came in and he did his job and he won that Super Bowl as a starting quarterback, and he literally caught a pass for a touchdown. Literally.
Did Baker win a national championship? I don't think he did.
For Oklahoma? Potentially, maybe.
I got it.
I know that him and Kyler Murray were just fucking making Oklahoma like the number. And you know where that coach is? I think you know where that coach is right now.
Huh?
I'm pretty sure I'm right. Pretty sure that he's at USC. Oh yeah, my brother.
Okay, so he never won a national championship, but he won 3 consecutive Big 12 championships.
Okay.
And he was in the college football playoffs twice. In 2017, he won the Heisman.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other awards, obviously, in 2017. So in my mind, I think I'd rather be Baker Mayfield, because at one point in time, Baker Mayfield was the fucking man in college. He 100% would have been on the cover of an NCAA football game. He was just that dude. He won a Heisman. After you win that Heisman, that's I mean, that's fucking tough to do. There's been only what, like 67 Heisman winners or something like that, or 80 something Heisman winners.
The coach for Oklahoma, he mentored Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray.
Yeah, because Kyler was his backup.
Yeah, and then Lincoln Riley now coaches at USC, which is great for that program because now he gets the USC scene, money, advertisement, the California dream, everything that he needs now. Because I mean, like, to be real, not talking about programs, not talking about history, just talking about location. I'd rather go to college at USC because, oh my God, is it beautiful all the time. Oklahoma, oh yeah, I'd rather just have an F5 tornado just come
USC's
through.
that spot though, bro. You have all the celebs down in Hollywood going to your games. Snoop Dogg used to go to the fucking USC games in the 90s.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Snoop Dogg's at your fucking games? You score a touchdown, you run off the sideline, and Snoop's like, "Yo, dude, you just scored." You'd be like, "Fuck yeah,
I'd be one of those guys who would score and be like, "Snoop, that's for Snoop."
Yeah. Give the ball to Snoop.
Yeah. Fine, Snoop.
All right, so this next one, it's a different one. So it goes along like a lifetime achievements kind of. So the question is, would you rather be Archie Manning or Michael Jordan? So before you answer, obviously Michael was a GOAT in his own sport. He was amazing at it. Won a bunch of championships, has all his own rings, but his kids are absolute dog water at basketball. They're fucking terrible at it. One of them played for North Carolina, but never did anything with it. Mm-hmm. And that was it. Archie Manning, on the other hand, was a starting quarterback for the Saints way back in the day. Didn't win anything crazy, no MVPs, no crazy awards, nothing like that. But he had like a respectable career back in the day. But both of his kids are studs.
Right.
So would you rather be the dad that was pretty good at the sport, but both your kids are phenomenal at it? Or would you rather be the dad that you're the fucking man, you're the greatest of all time, and your kids just are terrible?
Yeah, that's tough.
Right?
I mean, personally, playing a sport between the two, I would be Michael Jordan 100% of the way. But when you phrase it like that, I'd rather.
You got to think of the whole lifetime achievement shit.
But I'd rather just
your kid.
But here's the thing too. Like, and because of that, your genes, like your fucking genes, are like, oh shit. Like imagine, like Brett Favre didn't have any sons, but his grandson has the Favre fucking lineage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, he's got the genetics of Brett Favre in his arm.
Well, I mean, so that's another thing with Archie.
So many touchdowns and interceptions.
Even Archie's oldest son, Cooper Manning, was a fucking 5-star wide receiver recruit coming out of high school. Yeah. So all three of his sons, phenomenal fucking athletes.
And look at
even his grandson, Archie Jr., phenomenal fucking quarterback for wherever the fuck he's playing at.
Dude, Nick
already
Saban.
Getting offers as like a junior. He's already getting offers.
He was getting offers in the 8th grade.
Yeah, he's getting offers. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
so I think for me, I'd rather be Archie because I mean, yeah, he played for the Saints when they were called the Aints. People wearing bags on their heads and shit. He didn't have anyone else around him though.
Those
he
was the Saints that I miss.
Yeah, he was the best player on a shit team. I'd rather be the best player on a shit team, never lived up to the potential or whatever, and then fucking both my kids are Super Bowl winning MVP quarterbacks. And then my grandson's fucking on his way up, and he's about to light the league on fire too. That sounds way cooler. Like, don't get me wrong, being Jordan would be sick. Like, you're Michael fucking Jordan. You're the fucking man.
Yeah.
But I think as far as like a family standpoint, like if you want like not just people to be proud of you, like be proud of like your kids too. Because like, I mean, if you went to a party and you met one of Michael Jordan's kids, and you were like, oh fuck, your dad was great. But if you met one of Archie's kids, you're like, yo, you're fucking Peyton Manning.
Hey.
Holy shit.
Eli's your brother here.
Yeah, right. Hey. Exactly.
Hey, here's another reason.
Like I want to talk to Archie and ask him what the fuck he was feeding those kids when they're growing up. They all turned out to be athletes.
If you roll it back to a previous question of would you rather be Baker Mayfield or Nick Foles? Baker Mayfield is 6'1", and Nick Foles is 6'6". So I'd still rather be Nick Foles, dude.
I'm taking Baker, dude. Baker with the fucking, I'm taking the money. I'm taking.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have
I'm moving back to Oklahoma, and I'm building a sick mansion that's visible from the fucking field.
Baker got to be a starter of a program longer, and he won a Heisman.
Yeah,
but
I mean, he was a stud in college.
But one person wins the Heisman, right? And that's what makes it sick.
Yeah.
But
One person every year.
But then you won your team a Super Bowl.
So, not saying he's going to do it, but that's still in the realm of possibilities for Baker. If he gets thrown in the right position with the right players around him, with a good O-line and a good defense, it could fucking happen for him still.
Baker could. I mean, he's going to definitely refuse to play for the Browns anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I
would too, by the way.
Yeah, let me finish this thought. Yeah, and wherever he lands, it's just tough. I mean, like, I'd say the bottom 16 teams in the NFL, I could throw Baker in there and be okay with it. Like the bottom 16 power rank. You throw Baker on the fucking Lions, dude, I'm fucking hype.
If I'm a Lions fan, I'm hyped. So there's I'd say about 50% of the teams in the league right now. Because obviously, if you got Baker, you'd be like, why the fuck did we sign Baker? If I got Baker, I'd say the same thing. Like, we just drafted our backup. Max, my fucking guy. But like teams like, I don't know, like the fucking Jets or even the Dolphins, Baker with the Dolphins. I think Baker's a better quarterback than Tua.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. Oh, dude, he's a better quarterback than Hurst.
Yeah.
Let's see. He's who the fuck do the Seahawks have?
No one now. He goes into the Seahawks.
So you can go to the Seahawks and play for a trash team.
A team that's fallen apart.
The Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders don't have anyone.
Well, who do they sign? They signed
Jameis?
No, they do have Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, yeah. He's better than Mitch.
Yeah, right.
If Baker and Nick Foles both went to the Bears, Baker
Bears
would start. No, I know. I'm just saying. If they were on the same roster, I think Baker starts.
Who you taking, Tannehill or Baker?
That's a toss-up.
Tannehill's really.
I feel like
Tannehill has one of the greatest play action percentages in the league for the 2 seasons that he's been playing for.
Yeah, because he's got fucking Derrick Henry that he's faking the ball to.
But he's
so if you put Baker in there with Derrick Henry, you're gonna be like, fuck Baker, I'm watching this guy.
Yeah.
Why would you watch Baker? Why would you watch Ryan Tannehill?
Baker wouldn't have to hand it off. Derrick would just pick him up and run with him.
Picks him up and runs with him because he's so short.
Yeah.
How tall is Derrick Henry? He's like 6'3", 244, right?
Let's look it up.
I think he's 6'3", 244. Let's see how close I was.
Derrick Henry height. He is 6'3".
What's his weight?
247.
Oh, I was so close.
Saquon Barkley is 234.
Yeah.
Najee Harris, 299.
Or no, Saquon's 6'1", I think.
Jonathan Taylor is a clean 227. DJ Metcalf is 229.
DK. Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott is allegedly 225. And let's end it with Nick Chubb is 227 pounds.
Hey, dogs.
Hey.
All right, so I have some stumpers.
Drop the logo.
So it's a series of questions. There's 11 questions. We're going to see how many you get right. There's no timer involved in this, but you only get one shot to answer them. All right, here we go, right? Mm-hmm. What was Michael Jordan's first option for college? So the college that he wanted to go to the most. Fun fact before you answer, he grew up rooting for NC State, but that was not the college he wanted to go to.
I mean, is it crazy to say Duke?
It is crazy to say Duke. So the original team that he wanted to play for was UCLA, but they never recruited him.
Fucking idiots.
Crazy, right? All right, question 2. You're 0 for 1.
Yeah, that's fucking tough.
All right, so back in the day, ESPN college football analyst Lee Corso actually played college football in the mid-50s. He attended Florida State, and roomed with another notable Florida State player who would go on to be a ridiculously famous actor. Name that roommate.
Lee Corso with some dude that he roomed with.
Yeah.
Fuck, they got to be old, and they played football, and they're in
And
movies.
they are ridiculously famous.
Is it Robert De Niro?
No.
Fuck, man.
Burt Reynolds.
Close.
It was pretty close. In the grand scheme of things, it's pretty close.
I was like, who's a badass who... I mean, I
Burt
even think that...
Reynolds was Lee Corso's college roommate, bro.
Sometimes I think that fucking the other guy fought in like World War II, man. He looks old enough. I'm like, look, he looks hard. I've seen him in enough good stuff.
All right. Question 3. You're over 2. Presidential ceremonial pitches have been a tradition in the MLB since the opening day of the 1910 season. Who was the first president to throw out a ceremonial first pitch?
Son of a bitch, dude. Okay, can I guess a number? And then
so it was whoever was president in 1910 opening day.
Oh, fuck. I mean, like,
that was when it first happened.
John Quigley Adams.
William Taft.
I don't even know.
All right. So bonus question. Since 1910, every president except one has thrown at least one ceremonial first pitch. Who was the one person that didn't throw a pitch?
Who was the one president who didn't throw a pitch?
Since 1910. Every president since 1910 has thrown out a ceremonial first pitch in the MLB.
I just have to look up the guy because I don't want to. I promise you, I'm looking up. I'll tell you later when I'm looking up. Was it FDR?
No, it wasn't. And I know why you picked him, you piece of shit. It's Jimmy Carter, the only president since 1910.
It was like World War II was going on at the time, man. Yeah. There wasn't time for baseball.
Richard Nixon threw one out. All those motherfuckers did.
There wasn't time for baseball. He was at war. I don't know when he was president.
0 for 3.
Hey, John Quigley Adams was the 6th president, so I was only 4 presidents off. I didn't even know he was a real president. I was like, was he a secretary? I can't remember, dude. I'm fucking dumb.
All right, this one you might get. Who was the only athlete to hit a home run in the MLB and score a touchdown in the NFL in the same week?
I mean, Bo fucking Jackson.
Deion Sanders. Both separated his MLB seasons and his NFL seasons. He would come into the NFL after the MLB season was over. All right, 0 for 4. All right. Wimbledon is a pretty big deal today. Mm-hmm. The very first tournament was scheduled in 1877 as a fundraiser for England's preferred sport of the day. What was that sport?
Rugby?
No.
Golf.
Croquet.
Fuck.
It was a croquet.
Croquet, dude?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, on the Two Bears podcast, they were shitting on jigsaw puzzles.
Okay.
And this convention, but it just happened to be the very first convention. They're like, oh, we're sorry. We didn't know you just wanted to get this idea off the ground. We were not hating on your dreams. That's what that reminds me of.
Funny. All right, you're over
Croquet, though. Dude, I used to ball. Hey, I used to ball at croquet with my grandpa, dude.
I haven't played in a long time.
Yeah.
Florida State's Jameis Winston became the youngest player to win a Heisman in December of 2013. The oldest winner also happened to play for Florida State. Who is he, and how old was he when he won?
The fuck if I know Florida State terminology. I don't remember Chrysler. Pass, dude.
So Chris Winke, Weinke. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but he was 28 years old when he won the Heisman in the year 2000.
Wow. That's
old as fuck. That's as old as me. That's crazy. Imagine if I won a Heisman.
Yeah.
That'd be nuts. All right.
Knuckin' Futz.
0 for 6.
We love you, your mom's house.
Number 7, which boxer was a 42-1 underdog when he knocked out Mike Tyson in 1990?
Oh, fuck, man. I just heard someone talking about this dude the other fucking day, dude. Oh, fuck, man. I'm 0 for 6.
Ready for it?
Yeah.
Buster Douglas.
Dude, I wanted to say Buster Posey because I knew the first name was Buster, but I was like, it can't be Buster Posey, but I think it's Buster. But yeah,
Buster Posey.
Yeah, I wouldn't get a half credit on that. I didn't want to just Russell Wilson.
All right,
Russell
Wilson. In 1950, India qualified for the World Cup in Brazil, but ultimately was forced to withdraw for two reasons. The first reason was a financial reason. What was the second reason?
For what to do what? What was the first part?
In 1950, India qualified for the World Cup in Brazil, but they were forced to withdraw for two reasons. The first reason was financial. What was the second?
Communism.
So the players in India were used to playing without shoes, and FIFA required all players wear cleats.
What the fuck, dude? Soccer balls
so
are
they were
hard.
used to playing barefoot, and they qualified for the cup playing barefoot.
That's wild, dude.
Crazy.
Soccer balls hurt my feet. Dude. What's the square
former
root of
NBA
740?
star, former NBA star Grant Hill has some serious connections within the Democratic Party. On the night he was drafted, Hill received a congratulatory call from the then president, Bill Clinton. Why?
I just want to tell you that I did not have sexual relations with that woman, and congratulations on getting drafted. I don't know why.
0 for 9. Grant Hill's mother was Hillary Clinton's college roommate, and they still keep in contact to this day.
Yeah, you heard about that movie, 13 Hours. We're sorry. It wasn't us.
So,
she deleted those emails.
Which golfer led the PGA Tour in driving distance for 8 years during the 90s?
VJ Singh.
John Daly.
John fucking Daly, dude.
John fucking Daly. And we'll end it there. 0 for 10. Cuts, motherfucking stumpers. I had to dig deep for these ones.
Dude, I only had a shot at like 2 of them, and I fucked them up.
Yeah, you did.
Yep. Well, that was great.
There is one more weird one though. It's so the first athlete to fail an Olympic drug test was a Swedish pentathlete. His name was Hans Gunnar Lindenwall, and in 1968 he tested positive for alcohol. He downed a couple of beers an hour before the fucking gun fucking went off, and they tested him for it, and he had to relinquish all of his medals that he won that year.
We got less than a minute, but there's a crazy story because that's actually a banned substance for like NCAA and shit too, because beer's easy carbs. So some runners will just drink a bunch of beer and it's better for their body because they just need liquid carbs and they don't want to eat to stay heavy.
He said in an interview he did it to like calm the nerves, which kind of makes sense, but you know.
Hell yeah. Well, with that timer, we got to fucking peace out, but that was a great episode 101. It'll be up on the 3rd. So y'all have a blessed night. I'm going to make a bunch of clips out of this. We're going to start doing JT Show clips so you don't have to listen to this whole fucking shit, but see you guys later.
Yep.